What is going on, guys? Brandon over here at Geek Talk, and today I kind of want to give my thoughts on the new movie Black Widow. I feel like I watched it reasonably late, and I'm not too upset about giving spoilers or talking about spoilers. So if you haven't seen it, if you are a late bloomer like myself, back out now, come back, and let's have a conversation. Let me know what you thought about it. But for the most part, I feel like I share the same opinion as a lot of other people. For me, the movie was, it was so. Like it was kind of like what's that new one, Chris Pratt, Tomorrow War. It was just, to me, it was just a fun movie that didn't have a lot behind it. I guess you would say it was just it didn't make me feel a certain way when I was done. And I always said, with all this, with all the whole pandemic thing going on, that Black Widow was going to be the first movie I saw in theaters. When everything opened back up, that was going to be the first movie. I was waiting for that moment. I was really, really waiting for it. And there were some things that were spoiled for me, and it kind of made me lose interest in this last week. My wife and I had this big date plan. We were going to go to the movies. We were going to watch. We were going to out to eat. We're going to have a good old time. Finally we get another MCU movie. And part of me is glad I didn't go to the movies. And part of me is pretty pissed that I wasted $30 on Disney Plus to watch this fucking movie. Not because I hated it. Not because, because it was meh. Like, I didn't feel any different after it. It didn't leave like how Infinity War and Endgame and Winter Soldier and the first Iron Man, like Thor Ragnarok, how it left an impression on us. It was just they were just special movies, and this movie didn't do it for me. I don't know if it was because the time it came out. Maybe if it came out after Infinity War and before she died in Endgame, maybe it would have made the death in Endgame a little more memorable. I mean, of course, it was memorable and it was heartbreaking just because she's been around for forever, and it still pisses me off that Brie Larson's Captain Marvel got a movie before Scarlett Johansson's Black Widow. I thought that was wrong, and they did her dirty. That's besides the point. It was meh. I don't want to say it was a bad movie, but I don't want to say I'll say it was a good movie. I won't say it's a great movie, but it was just, I can't think of any other word. And all I see in the comment sections on the different YouTubers and stuff is just, well, it was meh. It was an MCU movie. And we can look. Let's see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it. Sorry. I am not prepared for this video. It's been a while. I have some stuff going on in my life that I had to step away, and it's been a wild week. Black Widow. I'm looking up the earnings because people are going off this very strongly and showing, that movies like this, particularly with movies like identity politics and, female leads, everybody likes to make a big deal about all these little things that really nobody gives a shit about. Everybody just wants to watch a good movie. There's a lot of debate on the actual, we're going to go to Variety, fuck it, because this looks believable. A lot of the skewing of the numbers. Apparently in the opening week, it made like north of 200 million, right? So we're going to go over to this real quick. And box office, we're just going to read the headline. Box office, Marvel's Black Widow debuts with dazzling 80 million in theaters and 60 million on Disney Plus. Now there was another number. Let's see. I might have to read it. Let's see. Directed by Kate Shortland, Black Widow collected an additional 78 million from 46 international. Okay, so international. Okay. So then domestic. Where's the domestic numbers? So domestic, international, 178 or 158 million on top was the 60 million Disney Plus. I know people were raving and rooting and saying, "Oh yeah, it was such a success," but think about the brand behind any Marvel movie that comes out. Any Marvel movie. It's going to have success. It just is what it is. Like, you look at when The Force Awakens came out. It was Star Wars. It was the first Star Wars movie we've gotten in forever. Of course it was going to be a hit in the box office. It was going to make a shitload of money. But, you look at Captain Marvel. Now, there's a whole conspiracy behind that. But that made, I believe, $1 billion, right? Am I wrong? Somebody fact check me in the comments. But $1 billion. I don't know one person who enjoyed that fucking movie. And if you did, good on you. I hated it. Just my opinion. I hated it. I thought it was dog shit. I thought it was stupid. Brie Larson sucks. She looks like it's like watching paint dry on a wall. She has no emotion in her face. I don't know. I just don't see why people like her so much. But people are running with how much this movie made, and I think it's going to be really skewed with just the brand behind it. Now, Scarlett Johansson, like I said earlier, is amazing as Black Widow. Florence Pugh, oh, the lovely Florence Pugh. She was amazing as Yelena, I think her name was. And then what is that lady's name? Oh, I got it right here. I got this beautiful, beautiful young lady that stole the hearts of many young gentlemen of my age. Rachel Weisz, I think that's how you say her name. Just a lovely, lovely, lovely doll. Just lovely. Just beautiful. She was amazing. The guy from Stranger Things, you know, he made some comments in the media this past week that the guy can kind of get bent, but he was good. He was kind of, you know, typical Hollywood male, not typical Hollywood male, but a typical male in nowadays movies, just kind of dumb, there for comedic relief. If you're big into the comics, I could see where he was kind of a letdown as a Red Guardian. I understand. But for the most part, I loved the cast. I thought they were all amazing. I loved the chemistry. I loved the act. I didn't think it was bad. Now, that's probably, for the most part, actually, the action sequence was pretty good. You know, it was good action, good CGI, good choreographed fights and all that fun stuff. The guy who played Taskmaster, the stunt double, was amazing. He did a great job. But outside of that, that's really all I liked about it. I might be saying a lot in this video. I haven't made a video in a long while, and I haven't ranted in a long while, so I'm a little rusty. But there were two parts that I thought the CGI looked like dog shit, and I can't believe it made it into the final cut. Did anybody notice? If you haven't seen, I believe it's Blade 2, when the vampire dude or the hybrid, whatever he is, he's climbing on the walls, and Blade and him are jumping. You know, it's the final fight. It looks like dog shit. And granted, it came out in 2005, something like that. CGI wasn't that phenomenal. But when Taskmaster and Black Widow were fighting on the bridge, and Taskmaster, I believe he hit like a zip line and flew and kind of like dove down at Black Widow, I just got flashbacks, and I was like, that looked horrible. That was god awful. It looked like, you know in the movie the guy's like cracking his elbow and he does like a pile drive down on Blade and he misses, and I was like, dude, this is horrible CGI. And then another one is when Florence Pugh is blowing up the I think his name's Dreykov ship, and she gets blown back, but before that you could just see the background of the whole scene, and it was bad. Yeah, it was bad. And really, there's two things. Oh, there's a third one too. There was three. So there's a third one with the CGI, but this one kind of ties into another one that's got the internet in a fuss right now. And I know you guys know what I'm talking about. When Taskmaster gets revealed to the audience of its true identity. Did it not take you guys out of it? I mean, I went the whole movie thinking it was a dude. Well, not after they mentioned Dreykov's daughter. I think everybody knew, like, holy shit, 1 second. Everybody kind of realized, like, oh shit, Taskmaster is going to be a chick, right? We all knew it. But when the helmet was taken off, it looked like they took that poor girl's head, put her in a green suit or whatever, and CGI'd her head onto the Taskmaster suit. I don't know if she put on the suit. I don't know what. But it didn't look like it belonged. It looked like a lazy edit that maybe possibly rumor territory here is the guns dealer. I cannot remember the guy's name for the life of me. Black Widow's, gets her the safe house and all that shit. Rumor has it that he was originally supposed to be Taskmaster. And if that was the case, that makes a lot more sense than some woman that Scarlett Johansson's Black Widow had to kill in order to kill Dreykov that we had no emotional connection to at all. It was stupid. I mean, granted, we didn't have much emotional connection to what's his nuts, but it still would have made sense. The guy who was helping her all this time is actually working for the evil villain that she's trying to track down and kill for good. It would have made sense. You know, it'd have been like, oh shit, you know, oh yeah, except we get this shitty unveil of this girl CGI'd onto the stunt double's body, and it just took me out of it. It really did. And I can understand why people are upset about it, but of course, there's another gender change in a Marvel movie or in a Hollywood movie or a movie fucking in general. It seems they just have to put that little bit in. And I think if they didn't, I think this movie would have been accepted by all as a meh movie, not a shitty movie, because I feel like a lot of people are very upset about this. Like, it just ruined it for them. And I don't understand why they continue to do these things. Like, even if you wanted a female villain, for the life of me, I don't understand why Marvel and Disney don't just do a female villain. There's hundreds of them in the comics. Why not just take one of those that could go toe-to-toe with Black Widow and just do it? People will still go watch this movie because we all love Scarlett Johansson's Black Widow. I would have gone. If Taskmaster wasn't in it, I would have gone and seen it, and everybody else would have. Nobody cares that there's an all-female movie. People get upset is when you start changing the characters that they grew up loving for no reason other than identity politics. And I hate saying that. You can't paint it as anything else. You can call us all salty little man babies, whatever you want to call it. That was the reason why they did it. It was identity politics. That's it. I just don't understand why they don't just pick a female character in the comics and roll with it. Use it. Use that character. Make it badass. Nobody's going to have a problem with it, but don't change these characters. I don't understand it. Sometimes I don't think Disney really gives a shit. And it's kind of like, you know what? Fuck it. We're going to make this solid movie, but let's ruin it for a lot of people. Let's just say, fuck you. Let's make Taskmaster a girl. I don't know. But yeah, that's about it. I enjoyed it for the most part. I thought it was a meh. I had a good time. My wife and I, we watched it and we went on with our night. We went to sleep. Actually, I stayed up till like 4 a.m. playing MLB The Show, but that's a different story. I'm addicted. Yeah, if you like this video, please leave a like down below. Comment, let me know your thoughts on the movie. If you enjoyed it, if you didn't like it, if Taskmaster really pissed you off, let's talk. And if you're interested in future content, please subscribe. Like always, guys, love yourself. Love everybody. Deuces.